Hi everyone, Brian Valerio, Vice President in the Proxy Solicitation Group at Alliance Advisors. And I'm back today to talk about Vanguard's recently released 2020 Investment Stewardship Annual Report. Now this report focuses on meetings up through June 30th of 2020. As always, Vanguard highlighted its 4 principles of good governance, the first being a well-composed board, the second being effective oversight of strategy and risk, the third, performance-linked executive compensation, and the fourth, shareholder rights. So those are kind of the broad buckets in which Vanguard views good governance for issuers. The report goes into detail to describe how COVID-19 and social justice movements have brought ESG, environmental, social, and governance risks into sharp focus. And this is something that Vanguard is very focused on going forward in light of these changing conditions that we're all experiencing as Americans. And some of the key takeaways from the report were that Vanguard engaged with nearly 800 companies across 27 countries. So they're doing a broad-based engagement, not just in the United States, but also throughout the world. Some of the key focuses of those engagements remain to be board composition and executive compensation. So these are, traditional areas of engagement, and they continue to be some of the key focuses for Vanguard when they choose to engage with issuers about their governance platform. However, Vanguard did increase engagements, with companies on matters related to climate change and diversity because of their close nexus to oversight and risk overall. So because these issues are so important, Vanguard is now focusing more of their engagements on these issues. And climate and diversity related risks and the associated board oversight of those risks were among Vanguard's focuses in the US. So in the United States in particular, Vanguard's very interested in learning about climate related activities and diversity related risks for issuers. Vanguard also made some statements recently indicating that it is going to engage with companies to better understand how COVID-19 has shaped their views of systemic risk overall. So that's something to be on the lookout for going forward. Vanguard also stated that it is going to continue to push for progress and is particularly focused on diversity across boards, leadership teams, and the broader workforce. So this is kind of an expansion of Vanguard's ongoing emphasis of diversity, that started with an emphasis on gender diversity at the board level. Now we're seeing it kind of trickle out into the broader workforce in general. Vanguard also believes that it's very important for boards to understand how diversity, equity, and inclusion impact not only their employees, but also customers and the communities in which the companies operate. And this is some of that stakeholder capitalism that is getting a lot of buzz recently. Vanguard seems interested in seeing how issuers are operating in their larger communities and not just focusing on their shareholders. Vanguard seemed to make a prediction that there was going to be an increase or a rise in shareholder proposals in the coming years relating to board and workforce diversity in light of what is going on in the country and the massive change that seems to be bubbling throughout the country. Now finally, Vanguard wants to talk to issuers about reporting on climate change matters. And Vanguard believes companies where climate change is a material risk should be able to demonstrate competency and that they have the ability to mitigate the risks associated with climate change. And Vanguard is also supportive of companies using the Task Force on Climate-Related Financial Disclosure, or TCFD, recommendations when disclosing information regarding the risks associated with climate change. So those are some of the key takeaways I had from Vanguard's 2020 Investment Stewardship Annual Report. Please feel free to connect and reach out if you have any questions about this or your corporate governance profile.